The latest patch for Rust console went live yesterday, putting the new Halloween skins into the store as well as a few minor bug fixes. What many players didn't notice, however, is that two new eagerly awaited server types have now been put onto the public test branch. That's right, aim training servers and build servers are now available to play on the test server if you have access to it. If you want to know more about the public test branch itself, I'll put a link to my other videos talking about that in the top corner, but today we are just going to look at exactly what these two new server types are and how they work. Hey everybody, my name's Ben, we are the Beard Guys, and welcome back to another Rust console video. We've got a ton of tips and guide videos for Rust console already on YouTube, as well as covering all the latest news and updates. So if you enjoy this video and want to stay up to date with all things Rust console, then make sure you drop a sub. So if you want to play on these two new server types, they are both on the public test branch, which is available for players who own the deluxe or ultimate editions of the game. Don't panic too much if you don't have test server access, as all the stuff you see on the test server is likely to end up on the live servers in some manner in the not too distant future. The dev team have really ramped up the speed of content releases lately, with the skin store, test server, and now updates to the test server all coming in rapid succession. Fingers crossed this new pattern continues, and if it does, then we should be in for some awesome stuff over the next few months. First off, let's take a look at the aim training servers. Now, if you want to play on one of these, then you can expect a pretty big queue. Many of them had 99 players waiting, or even so many it wouldn't even let me queue in the first place. But after some digging, I found one with just a 6-player queue and got in after a short while. Hopefully, they'll be adding more of these servers in the near future to allow more players to get an opportunity to try them out. But in the meantime, I'll try and show you what they're all about. So as you can see from the gameplay on screen, the target practice servers are pretty similar to those we saw back during early access. You spawn in with an AK, LR, M2, MP5 and Python, as well as some meds, ammo and metal armor. You get this kit back every time you respawn, so you can just go out and go again. You'll likely find you'll be immediately murdered on the beach, but once you get used to the chaos of it, then you should be able to get a little bit of practice in. The servers are limited to 20 players this time, which might seem a little low until you look at the map and realize that it's just one tiny island. This keeps everyone nice and close together and lets you just go ham and have a bunch of fights. I found it really useful for trying to tweak my settings, as these got reset on the test server and are also a little different to how they work on the live server. I was mostly absolutely garbage firing any of the guns, as I've barely played any Rust at all recently. I've been holding out for community servers really until I dive deep back into Rust. These two new servers, however, give me some really fun options for mucking about and also for making some great content, especially the build server, which we will come onto in just a minute. It'd be nice on the gun server to have the option to spawn with some attachments maybe, rather than just the naked weapons. You could potentially try and recycle some guns and make a little base and research stuff, but these servers are on a daily wipe cycle, so I wouldn't get too invested in them. I didn't really notice any performance issues playing on the Series X other than the audio being buggy. Gun sounds would disappear completely sometimes, and I couldn't hear any of my hit markers on the enemies. Overall, it's great to see these servers make a comeback. I know they've been massively requested, and they were only available before for a very short window of time, so most players have never had a chance to use them. I think even in quite a basic state, they'll be very valuable for helping players get used to gun handling and sorting out their controller settings, which can be quite fiddly on games like Rust. Hopefully they'll hit the live servers soon and the rest of the players can try them out. So moving on to the Builder's Paradise servers. These are the servers for practicing your base builds without fear of being killed or having to spend hours and hours collecting resources. You spawn in with 5,000 each of wood, stone, scrap, and metal, as well as 300 HQM, a TC, and some basic tools. Much like the gun training servers, you'll get all of this back every time you respawn, allowing you to force respawning to hoard insane amounts of resources and do some huge builds. As well as this, if an enemy player attacks you, then they will take significant damage, and likewise the same will happen if enemies try and attack your structures. The only real danger at the moment seems to be auto turrets, which can still kill you. The build server takes up to 60 players on a regular sized map, and if you can find some space, then you can try out some build designs. The maps are pretty full up of bases at the moment, but once the initial excitement of this calms down, I'm sure it will be a little bit more chilled out. As well as this allowing you to build safely, it can also give you a chance to play around with the tech tree and crafting. You can make some weapons and practice your recoil control, and you could even take the opportunity to explore some monuments in relative peace. Let me know what you're planning on doing on these build servers, as I'm sure there's a ton of options that I haven't even considered. Once again, hopefully we'll see these come to the live servers fairly soon, giving everybody a chance to play on them. Every new thing we see tested out like this also brings us closer and closer to getting community servers, so we can start to have things like solo, duo, trio only servers and all that good stuff. So that's about everything for today. I hope you found that video useful. If you did, then please click the thumbs up down below and drop a sub to stay up to date with all the latest Rust console info and to be first to know when we get our own Beard Guys community servers up and running. So thanks very much for watching. My name's Ben, we are the Beard Guys, and I'll see you next time.